The leftists on the Colorado Supreme Court recently ruled that former President Donald Trump is to be excluded from the Colorado primary ballot because, as they say, he was involved in an insurrection on January 6th, which caused him to be excluded by the 14th Amendment. They completely bastardized the insurrection clause of the 14th Amendment just to get Trump. When is this get Trump shit going to end? When is the abuse of the justice system against Trump going to stop? Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy made a very ballsy pledge in response to the Colorado GOP primary controversy. Today, I'm going to get into the layers of this political maneuver and its potential impact on the 2024 election. Let's get into it. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. So in an unexpected twist in the political saga, Ramaswamy, who is a contender against Trump in the Republican presidential primary, he's thrown down the gauntlet in a rather extraordinary way. He's vowed to withdraw from the Colorado GOP primary unless former President Trump is allowed on the ballot. Now, this is in reaction, obviously, to the Colorado Supreme Court ruling, but Trump shouldn't be included to the 2024 presidential primary ballot under the Republican Party. The Republican Party is a private organization. So the court's decision was based on Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, citing Trump's actions during the Capitol riot, which began while he was giving a speech. And they say that he was involved in an insurrection. There was no insurrection. Trump said, and now we're going to march peacefully and patriotically to the Capitol, let our voices be heard. He had nothing to do with the riot, and there was no insurrection. Nobody tried to overtake the government. But hold on a second. Trump was never charged with insurrection. The Colorado Supreme Court can't act like Trump had been charged and convicted of an insurrection when he wasn't. They're just making shit up on the fly. Now, Ramaswamy's move isn't just a political statement. It's a test of party unity and a challenge to legal interventions in electoral processes. This is nothing more than another front on the battle of election interference against Trump in 2024. That's all this is. Now, Ramaswamy said on social media, I pledge to withdraw from the Colorado GOP primary ballot until Trump is allowed to be on the ballot. And I demand that Ron DeSantis, Chris Christie, and Nikki Haley do the same immediately. Now, I haven't heard anything as of yet if the three of them actually joined him. But let's give it a listen.
They have just tried to bar President Trump from the Colorado ballot using an unconstitutional maneuver that is a bastardization of the 14th Amendment to our U.S. Constitution.
Yep.
This was a provision, Section 3, that was designed to bar Confederate members, people who switched to the Confederacy, from actually being able to serve. That's very different than what's at issue here, to say the least. This is a hollowed out husk of what the country was built on. The basic principle that we, the people, select our leadership, not the unelected elite class in the back of palace halls. That's old world Europe, not the United States.
Yep.
That's why I'm making a pledge today that I will withdraw. I pledge to withdraw from the Colorado GOP primary ballot unless and until Trump's name is restored. And I demand that Ron DeSantis and Chris Christie and Nikki Haley do the same thing, or else these Republicans are simply complicit in this unconstitutional attack on the way we conduct our constitutional republic. I refuse to be complicit in that. I think what they're doing is wrong, and I think it's up to Republicans to step up and stand up with a spine for our country's future. That's really what's at stake, whether we, the people, actually have a say in deciding who leads this country. Yes, it would be easier for other Republicans like me who are running in this race to say, hey, if Trump is sidelined, there's our opportunity. No doubt other candidates are probably privately celebrating with their corporate sponsors. That's not the right thing to do. I think the most useful thing that every GOP candidate can do right now is to join me in that pledge. I'll say that I will withdraw from that Colorado GOP primary ballot until Trump's name is restored. This belongs to the people, not to the unelected Democratic cabal of judges in Colorado or any other state. And I demand that Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley and Chris Christie do the same thing, or else they're complicit in what this security state is trying to do to shut down Trump. I stand by that, and I expect them to do the right thing.
Guys, how can you disagree with that? That was really good. I mean, I know a lot of guys don't trust Ramaswamy because he seems a little too polished, and, you know, we went through something like that with Barack Obama, but I'm telling you, That was really well done right there. And the Colorado Republican Party's response to Ramaswamy was, you won't have to, because we will withdraw from the primary as a party and convert to a pure caucus system if this is allowed to stand. I mean, think about that, folks. They're considering to shift to a pure caucus system. I mean, talk about raising the stakes, right? Let's not forget the larger picture here. This isn't merely a primary election issue. It's a glimpse into the GOP's internal dynamics and how they could shape voter sentiment. Many are left wondering, is this a strategic masterstroke or a risky gamble? Ramaswamy elaborated in a post, calling it an attack on democracy. Now, we hear from Democrats all the time, they're an attack on our democracy, but they are the only ones that are constantly attacking the voters' right to choose who they want to represent them. Criticizing the use of the 14th Amendment as a weapon against Trump, he argued that the framers of the Constitution would be appalled at such use of the amendment. It was intended originally to ban Confederate leaders from office. Here's the kicker. Trump wasn't an officer of the United States as defined in the Constitution. So does this amendment even apply to him? Now, it's clear this situation is more than just meets the eye. With the Colorado Supreme Court's decision stayed until January 4 because of appeals, this drama is going to continue. The dissenting judges acknowledge the gravity of the situation, yet the majority's decision raises questions about due process and political bias. I mean, folks, can it get any worse? Well, yes, we're talking about radical woke Marxist agendas here. Could this be symptomatic of a deeper issue within our judicial system? I've said for a long time now that a lot of prosecutors and a lot of judges are in on this with the Democrats. They are radical woke leftist Marxists. All right. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and share our videos with like-minded friends who want to stay informed with what's really going on. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.
Every day I'm looking for a way to return to the time when everything was easy to learn. Don't know when it started to get so serious.